Woo! Woo! Much better. Yep. It's your boy, Officer Faulkner. Carrying over from Hurricane Edward's panel when I had a little debate with E Black when he couldn't give me a direct answer about the benefits of marriage for modern men. He gave me all this miscellaneous stuff about, well, when you grow, you could build together with a woman. There's many of men who build businesses by the damn self. See, when you try to make excuses and try to tell people who never been married, well, you can't speak on marriage. Well, I never stepped on a landmine. I can tell you that you're not supposed to step on one either. Having been shot, I can tell you that being shot is not fun, especially looking at everybody else's experience. Then he tried to say, well, oh, you going off your parents' thing. I said, no, I'm going off of people that I've seen marry, personally know. I never had too many people, you know what, this marriage shit, do this shit, man. So of course he knew that there are no real benefits for modern men to marry, especially if you're getting out of one. Is there a benefit when there's an 80% chance the person, yes, you could post snowman. There's an 80% chance that other person can actually leave, not only leave, but also benefit from leaving. I want you to take that in consideration, man. Take that shit in consideration. The marriage rate in the black community is 70%, and 80% out of that 70 is the woman who files for any little reason. Any little reason. You're going to sit here and tell me that you would tell your son, well, go out here and find you a good wife. And I asked him so many times, do you think that we have a large majority of women to be married or to be wives? He said, well, no, it's about 20%. I said, so why is it that grown ass men are trying to get men to try to compete for 20% of the women? That's the equivalent of asking 500 men to chase down 5,000 or 10,000 women. What's up, Peachy? I'm not anti marriage, but does it benefit men right now? Hell and no. Hell no. Hell no. Don't forget to support the snowman. It's one thing if we had an abundance of women who were taught to be wives, but hell no. Reason why one of my friends I'm not talking to now, because she's like, well, these men need to be responsible. I said, when doesn't a man pay? He's going to pay with money. He's going to pay with time. He's going to pay with courts. He's going to even pay with his reputation. When do women even suffer that? I've even had friends of mine saying, don't you want a companion? I have friends. I don't have to drag. If I was a man in a relationship or married, I wouldn't have to drag a woman everywhere I want to go. There's sometimes you can stay with the house or go with your friends. I don't like nagging either. I don't like bossy chicks. It's kind of funny when E Black was trying to make it look like, well, I got out the game, and it's a shame that older men try to stay in the game longer. No, it's not even about that. It's like, what is it worth? What is it worth? What am I getting? What am I benefiting? See, the modern man, especially the black one, has never been taught that he should look for benefits his damn self. If anything, give, 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 give. Well, if you build a business together with a woman, yeah, she leaves you and now half that business is hers and you're going to pay out. You don't even have to put fucking red, but because you were married to her, oh, I need the spouse of her poet. I want you to remember that shit. I want you to remember that shit. I'm going to say some stuff tonight that might hurt a couple of feelings. I don't care. What's up, Jay Sean? Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang. It can, but the women makes it where it doesn't today. Exactly. So, when I asked him, I said, would you tell young men out there, oh, settle down, get a wife? What attributes are you telling them to get? Especially when women tend to want a traditional man, but be a modern woman. No woman is okay making more than her man. I've never seen one. That's the reason why a couple of years back I asked women this question. Would you give up your 6 figure job to give to a man so he could take care of you? No. Then on top of that, a lot of modern women are taught not to trust men in the first place. So you're doomed before it even starts. You're doomed before it even starts with that mentality. Every time we try to do things to benefit the family, here comes somebody circumventing that. Modern women are not taught to be someone you can cooperate with. They're taught to be somebody who competes with you. They're taught to be a competitor. But yet, we get a lot of people out there who can look outside their window and see it pouring down raining and tell you it's sunny. Bullshit. Bullshit. Notice how modern women even speak when you meet them. Majority of the time, you're going to hear about their jobs, their degrees, their accomplishments, instead of actually hearing about their character. Shout out to Volcanus. Always faithful, man. Always faithful.
Now for a lesson. You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond. Plus.
thank you once again for being one of the faithful, Candace. But yes, you're right, Donnie Mac. How about they're low key jealous of your own accomplishments? Jesus Christ. I've seen it before. It's not good. Hello, can you hear me? I mean, you can hear me. Hello, can you hear me? Hmm. Finally fixed that issue. Now back to what I was saying. A lot of a lot of those issues that come up with a lot of these guys who are trying to convince young men that there's not an issue with marriage these days. Don't get me wrong. God bless all the married men out there. But a lot of times I get told by married men, don't do it. They're not encouraging saying, hey, this is the best thing ever. They're not. But we're supposed to teach people to enter something that kind of doesn't benefit you. You're always of service. Well, when you build the business and like, what happens to that guy who builds a business on his own? Is he going to get saluted? Be respected? We never take those in consideration. Mac Brown said the only marriage that benefits modern men is an LLC or on a corporation. Pretty much. And I just had to say that a man who's 40, about to be 41, been married for 10 years, you of all people should know. Now, I don't have any hate for E Black or anything like that. It was a nice debate. He lost because he wouldn't answer anything correctly. You're gonna deflect. I mean, if you're gonna deflect, at least like make it a good one. At least be honest. Yeah, this ain't for everybody. See, we have a problem and a tendency to romanticize years that we haven't even been around, like your grandparents when they got married. We romanticize that shit. Why? Why? See, I want you to do this one thing. Calculate how much you make a year and put that back around 50 years ago when your grandparents just met. Put that back around 50 years, 60 years, 70 years ago. How much that money would have been. The cost of living, you literally couldn't live off of one person earning back then. Women have this delusion they want men to pay all the bills but get still the same amount of disrespect. What is it? Dari said, salute Charles. Woo! Unless she's a rare exception to the rule for any man 40. Nope. No, I'm going to say this. You get into these marriages, and a lot of times it's a might as well thing, not really well thought out. Can I deal with this person when it's not sexual? Do I actually like, not just love, but like a person? Do I like being around them? Shout out to one of my homeboys who's engaged. Him and his fiance go out all the time because they actually like each other. There's a mutual benefit there. But is that rare nowadays? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's like now, are men being taught to be husbands? No, Men are being taught that not to make a decision without a woman present. What's the true incentive to get modern men to marry modern women? There isn't any. And that's the reason why you're going through a population deficit. They made sure that I Am Woman Roar rings out from bell to bell, but they never gave it out to men. They made sure the men could be viable options, viable suitors and husbands and protectors. So now we love our sons but raise our daughters. You raise your daughter to be the go getter, the man, and you raise your son to lay back and be the playboy. He could make as many babies as he wants and never held accountable. You know why? Because you coddle boys. And this is what happens when you don't teach your men to be independent. Your boy said, to answer your question, it does not benefit men, but there are ways to make it benefit them. How? Ultimately, how? Because when I look at things like this, I think that a lot of people do not take in consideration of what happens during that relationship. We're not open about there are some issues in counseling that are needed before you can join with another person. Many times, I mean, too damn many times, we're not openly fond of these situations. In PayPal. And I'm not even saying that marriage isn't beneficial for some men. No, I'm just asking, in the totality of the scope of men, where does it benefit us? When you don't have people who have your best interests, that could get a little dangerous, especially with this get the bag culture. That's going to be a dangerous thing for a lot of people. I appreciate it. Appreciate it, Sergeant Major. Appreciate the support. Well, that's the only thing about it is that even still, you can get married, but it won't be recognized by the state. So that means you're going to have to get what they call power of attorney over each other during times of incapacitation. Thanks, Sarge. Appreciate the support. You're going to have to get powers of attorney. You're going to have to get many other things to equal or come as quickly as, a marriage. In case of somebody's unfortunate death, make sure people are beneficiaries of whatever life insurance or accidental policies that you have. There are ways, but you know, that's a special lady who's going to file that one. Raven Knight. Like that. I like that avatar. I tried it for 10 years. I'm glad I decided not to. I'm glad God provided me the answer and the strength to break free. Yeah, yeah. And don't get me wrong, marriage is a beautiful thing for the right man and the right woman. But I think that we don't have the grounded respect that we used to have for it. And that's what upsets me is that people do not treat it like the institution it's supposed to be. Unfortunately, for a lot of men and women, I appreciate such, that they're going to be robbed of creating strong families. And the strongest way you're going to create families that will carry us through the next 4 generations is through an institution like marriage. The clan was powerful because you had a community of support. And unfortunately, in the black community, we're not that communal anymore. You had mothers who stayed at home, who were paid by the community to teach the children until they were ready to go to school. You had fathers around the neighborhood who quelled all the arguments and fights, who taught the boys all the manly things such as cutting grass, fixing cars, changing tires, building porches. Your boy said at Charles Faulkner, the men have to be proactive if he wants to get around the certain marriage laws. Of course. Of course. And by the way, this is the number one thing that I think every man needs a class in Venting 101. My God, my God, my God, my God again. Black men need to sit down with a council of their friends and let it out. One, especially for people who's been in long-term relationships and marriages, sometimes you got to have a cigar, a beer, some cognac, whatever, and just talk your problems out with your boys. I mean, you don't have to tell them everything, but you need to release it. Because there's so many guys out there who are about to either commit suicide or murder because they can't get that shit off their brain and let it go. I had to tell a buddy of mine, okay, here's a cigar, here's some cognac. Let's sit down, talk about it, but I'm gonna call you out on your bullshit. I'm gonna let you vent for 20, 30 to an whole hour. But I know you crazy ass. You ain't leaving your fucking life. Shut the fuck up. Not only when you get done talking to me, also have a nice conversation with her. And it worked. You gotta sometimes be the shoulder that other men cry on because God knows that once in a while you're gonna need theirs. Is it nice to have a woman that you can rely on who properly, nurtures and teaches your children along with you? Yes. Yes, that's the best way. But at the same time, it's a damn shame that you automatically gotta think of the worst before you can think of the best. I'll say that. Shame. Shame. A lot of times, and you're right. See, For black men to go to therapy and mental health counseling, black men should be counseled by black men because women are usually not gonna tell another woman that she's wrong. She's usually not gonna tell that. And the problem with it is that a man is gonna tell, hey sweetie, you need to calm down your damn self. See, when you have a man who's a third party who has nothing to lose, he's gonna give it to you straight. He's gonna tell you if it's your fault or not. Women don't like to be told that they can't. Oh, I can't do this. No, look what the hell Kevin went through for 2 years with delusional ass women who thought they were nines, tens, and never had the result of a 9 or 10. See, it's okay. It's okay to be told about yourself. Hell, my friends keep me grounded. I keep them grounded as well. Well, your shit doesn't sting. Hey, I never said it didn't. It's okay not to know everything. See, people think that I got this know-it-all personality. No, I don't. What I do tell people is that there are some things that I do know, and if you tell me something that's, you know, what's the word I'm looking for, contrary to that fact, I'm going to let you know about it. Exactly, exactly, Dari. Assume the worst, accept the truth, plan for success. Right. Shit, give him a round of applause. That's the quote of the night right there. Had them. I was a teen. Had them since. I was a teen, and it was always my fault because I'm such an angry person. Gee, I wonder why. Yeah. See, every time you have a council, that's the reason why even the president, how many black counselors and mental health counselors, how many, oh, let me get my words right. How many black men are therapists or mental health counselors? Well, that answer I do not have. Not enough. I'll tell you that much. Not even close to enough. But here's the thing about it. With all the issues that black men go through in this country alone, our black male counselors ought to live very comfortable lives of supporting them. It's kind of hard to talk to a white guy about issues that he benefits from. It's kind of hard for him to talk to. There's very few white guys who you can talk to about that. So we should push for more male counselors, especially for young black men and boys. They probably need it even more than what the grown ups do. Look at what they're facing right now. You're in a gynocentric household. You're going to school where they're teaching you about sexuality and nothing that you could use to get a fucking career. Then, if you make it to college, you already are going to be indoctrinated that you're evil. So, think about it, what these young men are going through. I mean, what, 2 weeks ago, that Thursday, we left for BlurCon. We had a guy, white guy, fussing with one of the squeegee workers or squeegee boys. and he literally takes out a bat, hits one, and one of the squeegee workers who was like, what, 17, 16, shot him. Think about that. Think about that. Over an argument? Well, you gotta think about it. I don't care how elite, squared away. If you're doing a certain mission, you're gonna have to talk to somebody about it. You're gonna have to figure out ways to cope. You're the only person in the world that's not treated like a man holistically. Oh yeah, just definitely that. Sometimes you eat like a, you know, we'll go somewhere where it's militaristic, somewhere where it's structured. Because oh, you said a mouthful right there. Once again, you coming out with the zingers. That's my job. Black men need to hear from black men who are married. And if they decide that I want to marry somebody, they need to be counseled on, okay, this is what you might go for, this is what you might have to look for. And we're not talking about some simp shit and rover. Like, look, this is the type of woman you're going to need. What's your program? Is she following what you want to do? Because ultimately, when you're masculine, she's going to benefit through her feminine. Are you both going to be on the same page, or is she going to constantly try to confront you about shit? Is she going to challenge you as a man constantly? A lot of men don't want to admit that they get challenged. And like Dari said, look, networking is a motherfucker. And network is one of the crucial things I talked about in my live stream about that biggest L's black men have to hold. Our biggest failure is the lack of network, the lack of organization. There should not be black men looking for help when all he has to do is go through an email, a phone number, a DM on Instagram, or a Facebook Messenger to get the help he needs. Your boy said Charles Faulkner and Raven Knight. Sounds like both of you are saying isolation for black men. Am I right? No, not even close. What I'm saying is this: if a black man's going to enter marriage, what is he going to benefit? I do believe in the institution of marriage. I just don't believe in the bastardized version that we have now. Solution minded, critical thinking black men with common sense will have to meet behind the scenes in real life offline. Of course. Of course. That's why organizations and different chapters are going to be needed. And that's why I'm a big proponent about people who speak up for you, you should support. That's one thing. That's the one thing you got to realize in this life. Oprah would not be a billionaire if all them fucking housewives and all those feminists never supported her. Why is it that a black man's heroes got to be fucking poor? Why is it that black men who talk for us got to be poor? You already saw my last live stream with Char Willie and Classic Ruby basically trying to poke fun at the so-called six-figure men and trying to, lowball my goddamn initiative for young black boys. Oh, he's got one, just one. He put through training. That's not the only one, sweetheart. I don't tell all my business online, baby, because eventually we are going to be legion. Shout out to my boy who just got his permit to carry and security clearance. Shout out to another one who just got their security clearance. To tell you about if they responded or not, one, I don't give a damn. Two, they probably, and if they do, they probably do it on Friday. And then they'll try to clean it up. No, there ain't no cleaning up shit, what you said. There is no cleaning up what the fuck you said. Nope, not even close. Thanks, Charles. LOL. Black men must know how to interact with the world. As a black man, those kids must learn how to be men before the thought of marriage. Facts. Jaws 2003 said, in your opinion, do you think that domestic partnerships at the local level should be the most that men give? It covers all the important things regarding a marriage, but it's not officially recognized by the feds. It's something to look into because one, you got to wholly say what's the benefit of being with somebody. You got to convince these men that the marriage or any big partnership or union is worth it. You're talking about the current 19, 25-year-olds who've seen their fathers, their grandfathers, and maybe even their great grandfathers catch hell. That's why I always tell women, why not show us a better a better product? Think of that. When you're producing a better product, I'm just wondering, like, women are complaining that men have commitment issues. We don't because we're more married than you. What we have an issue with is that are we getting a good product? Are we getting somebody that we can say, hey, we're going to get the best of the best from that? Are we going to bring better children? Are we bring economics? A lot of brothers, it's kind of our fault in some way too because we don't tell people what the hell we deserve. What do we want out the deal? And really, it's older men. Not saying I'm old. I'm 40, but I'm not old, but older than 20, 25, 30 should be schooling the brothers saying, look, look, you need to develop yourself before you thinking of developing a goddamn family. You're right. The price is the price. The authority is the authority. The standard is the standard. We need to start telling young men because if you notice, A lot of young black women are not listening to their aunts, mothers, and grandmothers anymore because they see it as not working. But you see a lot of young men listening to older men more so now than years ago. We need to speak up in unison, bring out bring our voices bigger. I don't give a damn if you do a football team, a hockey team, a wrestling team, a boxing coordination, martial arts, mechanics, barbery. Get out there and mentor some young men. Teach them it's okay to fail, but it's not okay not to try. You're not going to always make it the first try. It's not how life works. People say, well, if you're talking about that, what about marriage? I said the same damn thing. Wouldn't you want to support a better man to marry? Wouldn't you want to support that cause? Well, I don't know. What about girls? We're not worried about the girls. Y'all give the girls too damn much now. The only thing you worrying about the girls is the girls are going to grow up bitter and lonely just like their mamas and grandmothers. I hate it when I get asked that all the time. What about the girls? What about the boys? Don't they have a say in it? Do they have to live through misery or through a self pity prison? Do they have to live in a world of inadequacy? What's up, angry black man? Why not? Why not teach that boy to actually start a business? Why not teach that boy how to actually use his hands, whether defense or creation? They feel like everything's a handout with that. What about the girls line? Stop begging. Exactly. What about the girls? Why don't you make organizations for the girls and leave us the fuck alone to make ours? And then after we start bringing out products, good products of men, don't go trying to talk shit about them because they raised their standards, because they raised their self to be a better person. Don't you piggyback. Because what's going to happen is once we start producing a better crop of men, that's when women want to infiltrate. And that's when we say, hell no, stay where the fuck you were. Unless you want to marry these high quality men, you need to bring out some high quality women. And I know that you've been having a 40 to 50-year failure of doing such. So good luck. Because when the black men are on the open market, remember, you're going to have to compete against every other woman. Exactly. Where's the boy scholarships? Where's the Where's the boy scholarships? Where's the boys being taught to be great? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, donate if you can. That's another thing. Don't let these chicks out donate us. Don't let them out support our content creators. I just showed you what those chicks really think of you and what they really think of your dollar. But yet, come Friday, when she usually does her shows Friday, watch them try to clean that shit up. Well, we weren't talking about. I didn't ask Ruby for any goddamn advice. I listen to that damn Canadian hippie, I'd be fucked. Instead of actually being genuinely happy, I got one through training and it's proven to work. Here comes the shade, the passive aggressive bullshit. But then if I come to their show and ask, what have you done? Uh, 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 uh. I'm looking at Char Willie too, because you've been around to know men and why the boys acting a goddamn fool. Don't act brand new because you're trying to get some goddamn subscribers. Be actually fucking factual. Be factual that they're brought up in a gynocracy. Nobody wants to train the boys for work. Nobody even wants to fucking hire them. If you're going to tell the truth, tell the whole goddamn truth. And see, this is the reason why male supported media is important. Nobody is going to tell your story better than you. Black male supported media is damn important. And that's another reason why it does not. Well, yeah, boy, your cash app's right there. Right there in the ticker. See, the craziness about it is this. We get a lot of these people out there who, for some odd reason, don't even understand what's going on in the world. But yet, they want to always shit on the men doing the things that they need to be done right. They don't want to join forces. They don't want to join forces. They just want to reap benefits. They don't want to put in the hard work and sweat equity. They just want to be there at the finish line. This is the reason why we're going to have city by city, block by block initiatives. This is the reason why. Because if we fix making a better man, which is going to make a better brother, is going to make a better friend, which in turn makes a better boyfriend, then fiance, then a better husband, what do they have? They're going to have to step their game up. And see, when you ask smarter women to step their game up, you're going to get a bunch of instead of actually a goddamn solution. Here it is. I'm trying to get young men a career and a job, and I got black women trying to low key hate on it. I'm going to say this again to everybody listening. Black men, with the exception of the few, you have enemies at all sides. Take it how you like it. Take it how you like it. Too many enemies at all sides. Too many. Too many. Because goddamn, once you put there, once you put out there, what needs to be done, what needs to be cultivated, you're going to get a bunch of excuses. And they're going to come big as hell. They're going to come big as hell. But sooner or later, you're going to see who your allies are. going to see who's going to be the last man standing. Stand with those men. Stand with those men. In closing, before I go to Art New Styles channel, I'm going to say this. Currently, modern men do not benefit from marriage. What is the benefit if we're getting the short end of the stick? There's a high probability you're going to leave. There's a high probability you give my child away. There's a high probability you're going to try to get the courts to extort me for money for vagina I'm not using anymore. Make it beneficial for men wanting to be married. Make it beneficial for men wanting to start families. If not, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told my ex. Why can't black women bring a better product? Woo! See Red Arts.